Anybody who keeps up with world politics has probably seen headlines implying a major change in Europe. The true issue, however, is what Spain is up to, and why the rest of the EU should care. A power fight is taking place behind the scenes in Spain, a European country famous for its cuisine, beaches, and football. In any case, this is a strategic decision with far-reaching consequences, so its importance goes far beyond financial expansion. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez is fearlessly breaking with the EU's script and building a one-of-a-kind partnership with China, casting Spain in a dual role as a mediator between the two continents and a future global link. What happens in the end? The timing of this development is perplexing, and it is clearly not acceptable to all parties in Brussels. Who or what is behind Spain's recent cozy relationship with China? And why should anybody pay attention? So, let's dissect the last many years. Tensions between the European Union and China have been high due to trade tariffs and worries over national security. With Beijing, Europe has been walking a fine line. Unfair subsidies and market distortion are the reasons given by the European Union for their recent proposal to impose tariffs on Chinese electric cars as high as 36%. Spain is opting for a new strategy rather than resorting to confrontation. It is Spain's hope that by opening lines of communication, they may cultivate a more broader friendship. Why? With the rest of the globe making a beeline for renewable power and EVs, Spain is positioning itself for a greener future. As the European Union braces itself for possible trade conflicts with China, Spain views China as a potential friend that may provide new possibilities, particularly in the fast-developing electric vehicle sector. To avoid being embroiled in a confrontation, Spain is trying to project an image of neutrality. It would be beneficial for Spain's economy and Europe's commerce with China if the country could successfully negotiate these seas. Europe is still trying to figure out how to deal with China's rise, and Spain's surprising strategic choice to align with China might have a major influence on other countries. The Spanish government is putting its energy where it will do the most good, collaborating with China and becoming an international leader in renewable energy sources. Spain is well on its way to capitalizing on this technological innovation goldmine, while other nations dally or worry about the potential dangers. What will drive Europe's next economic boom in a world rushing towards zero emissions? That is the question on everyone's mind in Spain. Because of its abundant renewable energy resources, Spain is in a favorable position. Spanish renewable energy is becoming more dominant in Europe, thanks in large part to Chinese technology. The move by Spain is political, but it has a practical application in the field of electric cars as well. Spain is aiming to become the connecting point between the Chinese supply chain and the rest of Europe by 2025, despite China's present market dominance. Spain is making great strides to meet this surging demand, as it expects China to manufacture half of the world's electric cars, EVs. With its green energy project, Spain hopes to cut emissions and boost the economy at the same time. It's all about preparing for the future and enabling Europe to take the lead in the worldwide shift towards a low-carbon economy. This has more to do with power than with transportation, energy, or even commerce on its own. Amidst changing economic channels and redrawing global alliances, Spain is more than most people understand promoting itself as a key link between Europe and China. By cooperating closely with China, Spain's position has the potential to become crucial. Spain may take the lead in bringing about more equitable ties between the European Union and China. This is because, unlike other EU countries such as France and Germany, Spain is more concerned with resolving practical issues such as trade and investment with China. In an effort to get the EU to reevaluate its tariff stance, Pedro Sánchez is pushing for a middle ground that would enable collaboration without causing harm to long-term ties. Cooperation, rather than conflict, would benefit Europe and China more, as he is well aware. There is a chance of trade conflicts and missed global possibilities with this approach, but it's not risk-free. When it comes to industries like manufacturing, energy, and technology, the European Union has always been apprehensive of China's expanding influence. As countries like Germany and France take a firmer stand against Beijing's economic policies, Spain's more optimistic attitude might cause tensions within the EU. However, the Spanish government seems to be putting its money on a future where alliances are formed based on mutual interests rather than ideological conformity. It would be a mistake to ignore the technical effects of Spain's alliance with China. China is the world leader in artificial intelligence, automation, and sophisticated manufacturing. Spain is not only importing renewable energy equipment, but it is also tapping into this power. Gaining access to these state-of-the-art technology may cause a revolution in Spain's industrial sectors. Consider this. Thanks to potential collaboration with China, Spain might take the lead in smart city development in Europe, using AI-powered infrastructure, automated transit, and next-gen telecoms. Even while Spain is marketing itself as a technological innovation hub where the future is taking place right now, the connection between China and Spain is about a lot more than simply renewable energy. Spain is now in line with China's Belt and Road Initiative, an expansive strategy to alter international trade networks thanks to this relationship. Chinese collaboration has resulted in millions of dollars worth of investments in infrastructure projects worldwide. In its strategic positioning, Spain plays the role of an important gateway between the Americas, Africa, and Europe. Trading products is just part of the story. Setting Spain up to be a major participant in international trade for the foreseeable future is the goal. Some European nations have been hesitant to embrace the BR, but Spain is leading the front. And what was the outcome? When Spain opens doors to new markets, technology, and collaborations, other European nations will be racing to follow. For the European Union at large, what does this imply? In the event that Spain's plan is successful, it may cause the European Union to reconsider its stance toward China and other international powerhouses. How can one EU member achieve success after daring to do something new? Will the other EU nations follow Spain's example and engage in new ways? Or will they stick to old ways of dealing with old rivalries and political differences? A genuine discussion is taking place throughout Europe. As Spain's trading links with China deepen, some in the European Union may regard this as a positive development for international commerce, while others may worry that it will weaken Europe as a whole. The future of Europe may hinge on Spain's relationship with China, which is also serving as a litmus test for the European Union's ability to adapt to a dynamic global landscape. After this, what's the end result? The choice to join with China was made by Spain, with an eye toward the future. When compared to the EU market, Spain's green energy and electric car industries have the potential to unleash substantial economic gains. Spain sees China as an important partner as it enters the next stage of global commerce. The country also benefits from China's geographical position, which allows it easy access to the Atlantic and Mediterranean via North Africa. There is no other country better positioned than Spain to connect Europe and China. To ease commerce and communication between these two world powers, Spain is a great intermediary. Aside from economic benefits, Spain has made it plain that it wants to be the Prime Minister. Sanchez is laying the groundwork for a future in which Spain takes the lead in Europe's interactions with China, rather than just going along with the flow of EU policy. He has a shot at becoming Spain the most influential European country in the China-Europe relationship for decades if he is successful. As Spain seizes the possibilities presented by renewable energy, technological advancement, and important infrastructure projects, its choice to forge closer links with China is about more than just trade agreements. It is about transforming Europe's future. The precedent it sets might cause a change in power dynamics in Europe and elsewhere. In addition to being an integral part of Europe's history, Spain is also defining the course of that continent's future. A new chapter in Europe's history has begun with this trade pact, which solidifies Spain's position as a world economic powerhouse.